All right, Shoot 360. We have Coach Maxey here today, and we are super excited to have him in. And Coach Maxey, we're going to get rocking and rolling, and just kind of let our members know, let the people know when did basketball start for you?
First of all, appreciate you guys for having me. Love what you both are doing, and for the community and for the facility. So just wanted to start off by saying that. Thank y'all for having me. Basketball started for me probably around 3 or 4. Funny story. We didn't have enough funds to really buy a basketball court or a little Fisher Price rim early on. I used to shoot on my couch. I used to remove one of uh, the couch cushions where you sit on. And that's how I used to practice my jump shot back in the day. But eventually, my grandmother bought me my first rim, Fisher Price, and it started in my living room of my house. So that's where it started for me, and it's been nonstop ever since.
We talk personally. I know you're from Indiana. I'm a Hoosier as well. When I was growing up, I know people, when you look at Indiana, one thing you always notice is the high school basketball. And like
Absolutely.
when I was growing up, I was around, there's Romeo Langford, Sean East, Jaron Jackson Jr. Who are some people that you kind of looked up to when you're growing up through high school, even as a kid, that's like, I can't believe this talent's around me right now?
Oh, for sure. I'll stick to the Indianapolis scene because I moved to Louisville when I was 14. But prior to that, living in Indianapolis, I came up around Jeff Teague, Eric Gordon, Mike Conley, Greg Oden. Um, who else? Kid from Butler. Why is his name leaving me right now? Played for Boston. Played at Charlotte. Gordon Hayward. Like
Mm.
all those guys. So I had some really, really, really talented guys.
That's a list
To
right there. That
that's
is
a
a
list right
list.
there, right?
Yeah.
Will. Um, and also was blessed enough to play with Marcus T, who was a national champion at UK. We played AAU and some like city ball together. So just the talent that was around is was crazy when I was growing up. So yeah,
What were some things you were able to pick up from like on those work habits that you were able to see that were different from these people that you're like, okay, these guys are they're going to be different as opposed to the people that were just going through the motions?
man, I tell you, they're just supreme focus on their goal, and they're doing all of the things that they want, all of their activities, i.e., their eating habits, their workout habits, all of that stuff mirrored or was trying to translate to them getting to the next level. So college, professional. So with all those dudes, going pro and winning national championships, not surprised. Marcus Teague's dad would film every game. They would watch film after game. I mean, this is like we're in like the fifth grade, fifth, sixth grade, bro. Running hills and things like that. He would be like, "Yeah, we just ran 20 hills, and we haven't even played a game yet." This is Marcus, but like, so it's different. Um, just a different approach that I would say it's a professionalism that they show at a very young age that separates themselves from a lot of different athletes.
And would you say seeing these guys play that kind of sparked your training slash coaching career, or would you say that came a little later on?
That came a little later on because I always will always told myself I was going to be a pro. I think a lot of kids in our generation did that. Coaching training that kind of came about was it my junior senior year of college, finishing up at the University of Louisville. I had a unique opportunity, kind of took it, and God has been blessing me ever since. So
Who are some people in the coaching realm that you've really kind of looked up to and kind of been an inspiration, or even just the training realm? It doesn't have to be just basketball coach specific.
right, right, right. I'll go local and then I'll go broad.
Okay.
If you're local in the city, guys like our CEO Peyton, McQuell Coleman, who I coach with now, Doug Bibby. These dudes are guys who I look to, and I pick their brains anytime I get the chance to. Taught me a lot uh, in regards to X's and O's, how to run a team, how to create a culture, those things like that is what I learned from them. on a broader stage, I'll kind of go like training. The Phil Handies of the world, the Dorian Lee, who was my mentor, really, really, really good. Tyler Ralph, DJ Sackman, Jordan Lawley, all those guys um, are dudes that I look to because I want to be in their space. I want to get, you know, to that level of cachet. That's my goal. So those are dudes that I look to. Those are dudes that are extremely, extremely motivating. Uh, so yeah,
And all those names you just listed, and I just kind of want people to understand how this coaching training works. When you have all these names that you can list of people who have inspired you and taught you, you are a pest to them. You are in their you're in their ear 24/7 trying to figure out how can I be great at my craft? How can I
hmm
do this to the best of my ability? And that's why you have all those names, right? It's
hundred
solely
percent,
because I was just around you. And if it means me sitting in a chair and watching you, or me rebounding for a guy so that I can learn
100%
what you're
will.
doing throughout the workout, I mean that's the most important thing you can do. And then coaching wise, I mean you want to be in the huddle so you can just hear it. You don't even have to see it. You just want to hear it. So you can just,
100%.
you know, the environment and the way you're supposed to approach it. And that's the best way to learn in that field of coaching and training is just be around everything, learn from
hmm
everyone, take little snippets here and there from everything you're doing. And that's just going to set you up. And I mean, you're one of the best, if not the best trainer we have here at Shoot 360. And I
I
mean, it
appreciate that.
shows. And you've lifted this gym up 100%. And we're happy to have you here. And that's why you're on the podcast.
Man, I appreciate that so much, Will. You do a lot of things that what we would say in basketball don't show up on the scouting report or a stat sheet. So we appreciate you so much, Blake. You as well. The kids absolutely love you. You guys are two goats in my eyes, bro.
I appreciate that. It means a
We
lot.
appreciate
Appreciate
it.
it.
We just want to reiterate to you all we have our upcoming girls pro and advanced skills clinic with Coach Deja and Coach Jalen. No introduction needed. We've talked about this before, but we'll have the numbers up on the screen. We just really want you all to get signed up and really take advantage of this new opportunity.
So, kind of diving into like your training strategy, what have you felt is the most rewarding part of working with somebody and kind of putting them through your whole Maximum Academy?
I would say the relationships that you build. That is that's probably one of the easiest answers I'm gonna give all night because it is so so important and it means so much to me. Not only with the athlete, with the parents, with grandparents. Like I'll give you an example. I just relocated, moved into a new home and things like that, and my stove went out. I needed a stove. One of my kids, who is a consistent client of mine, parents are in the same process moving. I get a stove for absolutely nothing. So it's like little things like that, right? Like nobody would know, nobody would, you know what I mean? Just the relationship that we built. They didn't have to do that. I'm the trainer. They got family members, friends that they could have, you know what I mean? So it's just those little things like that that really, warm my heart and make me realize that this is where I need to be. This is my purpose. This is what I'm supposed to be doing. So yes, the relationships that I build just going out into a basketball game, TBT game. I'm getting kids yelling my name from different sides of the court, and everybody wants a picture and things like that. Those little things like that really, really warm my heart, and that's why it's bigger than basketball, 100%.
1,000%. It's more than basketball. I'm new to the training realm, but coaching has been what I've done going into my seventh year, and the relationships coaching is just you can't even trade them.
Champ.
The emotional bond you build with the athletes and your players and the coaching staff. And I'll just, I hate to backpack, but sharing just a story just because I want the kids to understand how much your coaches care too and how much your
Absolutely.
trainers care. We lost in the regional championship this past season, and I had the pleasure of coaching one of these athletes for 4 years, and it was their time to move on to the next level. And Uh, the hug that he gave me at the end of the game. It wasn't like, "Hey, appreciate you, coach." It was a, "Man, this is over, and
Mhm,
I got to move on, and Coach Will's going to stay here." And but just letting them know that I'll always be here,
mhm,
and just how much it matters. And the kids might not always know that because they're young, and they don't
right,
realize it and how much it matters to us, and it probably matters more to us than it does to them. And
mhm,
it'll probably hit them later on, but
right,
that's why you do it. It's for the athletes. It's not
100%.
for the record. It's not for the success. It's not for the points per game. It's solely so that you put these kids in a position to succeed, whether it's life or basketball.
100% will.
For
100%.
sure. And just kind of moving on, well, we've talked about how you've trained high school and coached in high school. What do you think is the biggest difference? And we're doing high school because we know you train some college kids too, but we're doing high school because that's most of our audience. What do you think
Right.
the biggest difference is between high school athletes training and the professionals training?
Great question. Um, I would say attention to detail is the the separating factor or the biggest standout. Um, for instance, a professional will come in with like a specialist type of mindset, right? Because we know how the game is, what the game is becoming, right? Will what role can you provide? It's only so many shades. It's only so many Brunsons. Tatum. It's what role can you provide, right? So they have, like I said, like a specialist type mindset. Like, okay, coach, my corner threes. I got to work on my corner threes. Like our offense is super spread. We got two crazy ball handlers that can really get in gaps and make plays for others. I got to be ready to. My catch and shoot percentage has to go up. So like little things like that, those nuggets help me help them in return. Um, High school, it'll be more of a broad spectrum. For instance, you might get a kid. He's 6'6" right now, right, Will? Well, me and you both know, and Blake, you know as well, he might be a coach might throw him on the block right now. He might have been a post his whole entire life. The minute he steps on a college campus, he's no longer a post. So it's like you have to attack a broader spectrum. Like I want to establish your fundamentals and your foundation first before we just throw you in a post or I'll throw you on the wing. Like, can you finish off 2 feet? Can you do everything that you do with your right hand with your left hand? You know what I mean? Those little things like that is what I think separates those two levels. Does that make sense?
100%. I mean,
Okay.
because you're right. There's only so many Brunsons and Shays, and unfortunately, a lot of people don't want to hear that, but that's how it
It's
is.
reality.
And
Hmm.
they're like, "Well, what does it take to get there?" And I tell kids this all the time. I'm like, "Okay, I'll see you at 6 a.m. tomorrow." They're like, Coach Will, I don't know." I'm like,
Exactly.
"All right, well, get
Exactly.
catching. You better like catching and shooting in the corner then if you don't want to get up at 5:30. Like that's a
Exactly.
part of it. And a lot of kids don't know too. Like they don't know what it takes. No one's ever
Hmm.
told them. No one's ever explained it to them. They have these aspirations, these goals, but they
Hmm.
have no idea what it takes. And it's not just coming in here all the time and just catching and shooting, but it's really putting in the work, getting
Putting
out of
in the
your
work.
comfort zone. And that's what Coach Blake and I talk about all the time on here is being uncomfortable and being consistent and being intentional about everything that you do.
100% intentional. I like that intentional point for sure.
So piggybacking off of that, what do you think is to you the most important thing when getting an athlete game ready through high school, college, pro, any type of level? What do you think is the most important part of getting them ready for that game?
A foundation, establishing a foundation. Um, I coach at DuPont Manual, and we are really, really, really big on keeping it simple and efficient. Like making the right basketball play. I think that's just overlooked so much, right? So I think establishing the foundation and then building on the foundation is what helps kids be successful in games. That's what builds confidence. Reps. I tell people all the time, Reps is what builds your confidence. It ain't me. I'm not the one doing the work. I'm helping you. I'm just the resource, and letting you know what I see, right? But my athletes, they're the ones that put the work in. When I get my parents calling me and they say, he's a lot more aggressive. He isn't scoring as much, like we want, whatever the case may be. But he's more confident. He's more aggressive. He's making the right back. That right there is enough, right? And then we just build from there. It's not always about scoring. You know what I mean? That's the big thing with this generation. Everybody just wants to score, score, score. And I'm like, dude, I know people making millions of dollars to set a screen and get a rebound. I know dudes making millions of dollars to guard the best player on the best night, or on every night, excuse me, right? Like a Nimhard situation, go Pacers. But like, just those things, man. Establishing a foundation, and that to me is what gets any athlete, whether it's middle school, professional, all of that stuff, gets them ready for the game.
You brought up the film study of the Teagues when they were in like fifth, sixth grade. We also had Peyton
Mhm.
on, and he said that was one of the biggest things you can do is look into film. Could you kind of go into detail about just how important film can be to getting you ready for that game?
100%. I played for Doug Bibby, where we would watch 2.5, 3 hours of film. This is no exaggeration, by the way. He would cancel practice just to watch me. Um, but it helps because oftentimes we don't see ourselves. Well, none of the time we don't see ourselves. So getting another perspective without you seeing said perspective can sometimes rub people the wrong way, right? So film doesn't lie. That's what Doug used to say all the time. The film will not lie to me. If you're not in the stands, the film's going to show it. If you messed up a play, the film's going to show it. If you're not in the right spot defensively, the film's going to show it. So that would, how do I say it, take us off of, sorry, fellas, being the enemy, or quote unquote the enemy, or you're picking on me, or things like that, or you don't want me to be successful and things like that. When that's not the case, show them the film, okay? And just ask questions. That's my thing. I like to ask questions. Okay, are you in the stands right here? Okay, or who are you supposed to screen right here? Are you in the right position? Like those little things, and just not always jumping down their back and asking questions. Okay, what did you see here? Okay, and then maybe hit them with, okay, this is what you could have done better. Those things are what film is for, and it helps them in the long run. I'm telling you, the more film, the better, the better, the better. Rajon Rondo said it the best. The film has the answers to the test. You want the answer to the test? It's like a study guide. It's a cheat sheet.
100%. And I also want people to know there are right and wrong ways to watch film. Believe it or not, there are right and wrong ways. Um, so, as a
100%.
coach, and I want players and parents to know this as well. I want to do the wrong way first. The wrong way of watching film is showing a player how they should have reacted to a scenario during a game or during a possession, because in real time they might not have seen or saw or read something else that made them react to a different thing. You cannot expect a player to see the whole entire floor what you see on film.
Hmm.
That is the most unrealistic expectation I've seen coaches and players and parents have on athletes. They're
Yeah.
bringing the ball to the floor, and someone might be wide open in the corner, and they're on the opposite side of the floor. I'm like, do you want them to throw a chest pass from the wing to the opposite corner so that they can
You know
hit
what I'm
that
saying?
person? Do you want them to throw a hook pass from the wing to the opposite corner? Or I've seen outlet passes that get missed because guys are trying to read the middle of the floor, and the outlet pass is it's just not in their peripherals. You can't see it.
Hmm.
I'm like, do you want them to just throw the ball without looking? I'm like,
Hmm.
let's build our habits first in practice so that we have a habit of looking for the outlet first, or so that
100%.
we have the habit of reading the defense before we drive an attack. You can't just tell someone to do something without having built habits or explaining to them what it takes to get there. And I see a
100%.
lot of people just say, do this without explaining or breaking down what you have to do to get there or the habits that need to be built in your trainings or practices.
100%. I
The
agree.
right way to do film, just how you were talking about, are you in a stance? Questioning your athletes, okay, what are you reading there? What are you seeing that made you make this decision? Okay, here's why we see this differently. Here's why we want this to be ran this way. And they start to understand, because you can never give someone expectations without sharing the expectations with them.
100%. That's how
So
you get
I
them to buy in,
just,
Will.
yeah, plain and simple. There are right and wrong ways to do film. And I just want people to know that, because it's not just watching what's going on. There has to be, again, that intentionality word. There has to be intentionality and some explanation and reasons why you're doing what you're doing.
100%, my brother. Totally agree there.
And so just kind of going off of the film, and you can break that down with college, pro, high school super effectively. Which level is your most favorite to train?
Will, I think you know the answer to that question. I would have to say my pros, and here's why though. I don't dislike my babies. I love my babies. You know that. I work with from fifth on up. Um, it's just the pros. I'm still trying to learn to be a sponge as well, Will. You know what I mean? So different actions. We all know there's different actions that come up every year. I feel like, right? I'm for instance, I'm working with Devontae Green. Just won two championships over in Sweden, and we were working on. I was watching some film of him on Synergy, and they were doing this action, and he just kept doing it. He was doing it like 7 or 8 times a game. So I'm like, okay, when you get back this summer, we're gonna rep that a little bit. You know what I mean? So I got to pick his brain a little bit of a spinoless action or something like that. It's like a back screen into like a handoff right at the top of the key wheel. So he was doing that a lot. So we worked on that. Um, and I've never seen it, never seen the action before, never
Those
heard
Euro
of
guys
it.
are different, man. Those Euro
They're,
coaches, the offenses they run over there. I
I
mean, look,
absolutely love it.
I love United States basketball, but those Euro
I
guys have it. They are way
yes,
ahead of our time. I'm going to say it right now. They are
yes,
way
they
ahead of
are.
us.
And let me piggyback off that point too, Will, because I know we were talking about NBA and going pro and all that stuff. Athletes, you say this right now. Don't think just because, oh, I'm not going to the league, I'm gonna just go overseas. Please don't have that mindset, because it's not that easy. I think as a generation, as a culture, as a hoop culture, a lot of people think, okay, I can just go overseas. I can just. It's not that easy. It's not that easy, and I'll just leave it there. But back to the point, Spinola's action, those little things like that, and just picking their brain. Will, what does your coach say about these things? What how do you guys handle pressure? And what are some sets that you run? What are your top three actions that you run? I'm picking their brain as well, so that's why I like working with the pros, because it helps me. It helps me become a better coach, helps me become a better trainer and a basketball mind, which is what I want to be in this space.
Yeah, training Devontae, you trained Chucky at Shoot 360. What have you been able to pick up off of them to see that they've really enjoyed out of Shoot 360?
Man, they are really impressed with the technology. Devontae asks me all the time, can I come shoot? Can I come shoot? He likes the arc and things like that, because what we work on when he's shooting is finding that same arc every time play. And with our equipment, it can help you pinpoint on that very, very accurately. So Devontae loves that. Chucky has been in countless times. I mean, he was here for our first year anniversary when he first saw the equipment, and he loved it. I enjoyed our work with him. Hope to get to work with him some more in the future. But they love the tech, even the skills court. You know what I mean? As far as the passing, right and left hand, making your move, being able to make an accurate pass and things like that. So they still do those things. So all my athletes, all my members that come in and want to skip the skill court, I want you to know Devontae Green and Chucky Hepburn do not skip the skill court.
Shoot 360 family, we are doing our shoe of the month. Bring in your best basketball shoe, get a picture with us at the front desk, and it'll be voted on at the end of the month. Whoever wins gets a free personal training. We look forward to seeing the shoes that you all bring in. Bring your swag. It's what it takes. It's what it takes. And just
That's what
kind
it
of,
takes.
and I always like overemphasizing, because our members, when you talk to them, they look at you sideways and they act like you don't know, or you might be talking out the side of your face. I had the pleasure of doing full time training with a professional last summer, and we started every workout with ball handling and jump stops. And this was a 3 and D player. So
Hmm.
what I mean by that is he shot threes and played defense when he got back. But every single workout started with jump stops and ball handling. He never ever had to put the ball on the floor when he played. Never had to worry about taking it to the rack and trying to score. Um, but it's the fundamentals and the smallest and smallest of things. And we always worked on left hand, right hand passes. When you can do the little things great, you become a professional. The smallest things that we don't notice on TV because it just looks like, oh, that's something I can do. I don't know. Well, why would I need to
Right,
work on that? Those guys
right.
have mastered a simple crossover, mastered
Mhm.
a rip to the right, mastered a jump stop and a pivot in the paint. And a lot of
That's
people don't
it.
understand. They don't see that. They don't get it, because you feel like if I do this 5 times and I got it right, I've got it down. Well, do you when a 6'10" guy jumps at you, or someone tries to contest, or someone slaps you on the arm while you're trying to shoot? There's thousands of different outcomes that could come just
Hmm.
from one play doing the same move over and over again. And a lot of
100%.
people, you got to get those thousands and thousands of reps to be ready for those.
Coach Will, piggybacking off that point, your MVP, ladies and gentlemen, of this past NBA season, killed everybody with the same move and playing off 2 feet. Jalen Brunson, same move, playing off 2 feet. Game's not hard. We make it complicated.
We do. Con Knipple, I think he was
One of my
drafted.
favorites.
Was it fifth, sixth
Fourth.
overall,
I think it's
One of
fourth.
my
fourth,
favorites.
fourth, and he was talking. They were interviewing him. Why do you play off 2 feet so much? And he was like,
Endless
well,
options.
he was like, for me specifically, it takes. And I want people to hear this, because this isn't what people think about. He said it takes the athleticism out of the game. He says, I can stay grounded and I don't have to worry about trying to jump over or finish over people. He said it makes my life easier. And then I also make better decisions.
Hmm.
That's what coaches want. Coaches want players who play grounded, make better decisions, and put the ball in the hoop when they need to, and make it
100%.
easy. That's just so important. And a lot of kids nowadays, you see the highlights and you want to do that, which, don't get me wrong, that's stuff you got to work on too,
Hmm.
because that's what makes you better. That's what makes you different. That's what
Hmm.
gets you those extra couple points, go from 12 points to 18 or 18 to 24.
You preaching.
I understand that. But to get to 12, to get to 18, you have got to do the easy stuff really, really well.
100%. 100%. Con is actually one of my. I think he's a steal. He was one of my favorites coming out of Duke. I absolutely love his game. Playing on 2 feet, solid, makes the right decision, and his quick decisions too. Two Mississippi. I'm either shooting it, passing it, or I'm getting 2 feet in the paint. That's why I like his game.
Yeah, I've gotten to learn this in college. They call it point 0.5 decision making.
0.5 decision making. Yep.
So in point 0.5 seconds, you better have a decision made. That ball needs to be moving. You need to be figuring out if you want to set up your guy. Maybe we're getting the ball to the other side of the floor to set up some different actions. The
Hmm.
faster we can go, the better we're going to play. And that's how a lot of people feel. And just kind of rolling into, we're talking about these high level guys.
Yes.
And we've also talked about Coach Maxey getting more high level talent in Louisville, and with you specifically, you have an outreach to those guys more so than some might have in here, because we don't have a lot of coaches here who coach high school basketball and get around the high level talent that's in Louisville specifically. So I want you to share for them, what are the benefits of getting those higher level guys into Shoot 360?
Great question. The eyes, number one, and not just the eyes of the public. I'm talking the eyes of the athletes who are in here every day. Will the athletes that me and you see every day, the Camdens, the Bradens, those guys, they get to see what that looks like up close, right? Like we talked about earlier with myself, growing up around Mike Conleys of the world, Jeff Teagues of the world, I got to see them up close. I got to, you know what I'm saying? So that to me is the separating factor, or that is the broad picture, or the big spectrum of getting them into the facility, and just the kids being able to ask him questions, see how he works out. How hard is he going in to work out? Like, I'm working out Davion McKnight right now. He is in ball handling. We doing ball handling for 10, 15 minutes. He is in a full sweat, having to switch shirts. We're not even halfway through the workout. So kids need to see stuff like that, right? Because I'm begging kids. I got kids that are, I ain't gonna get no names. They hate doing the ball. Oh, coach, we gotta do ball handling so long, so long. But then when I see them in class, and little Caleb Stout gets up on them, and he's pressuring them, and they lose. I'm like, now you see why we do ball handling for 10 to 15 minutes when you come and see me, right? So everything has a rhyme or reason. That is why we would love or need to have those guys in here, just so they can see that me and Coach Will and Coach Blake, we aren't just throwing darts at the board and giving you false information. Let these athletes come in and show you what we've been telling you.
100%. And what do you think these athletes specifically would benefit from? Like for them, is it going to be the reps? Is it going to be the different voices they're going to hear from? Is it going to be the pickup on Sunday? Is it going to be just the trainings? Because I think we got the best trainers in the state of Kentucky.
We do.
I said it.
We do.
I don't care. We believe
We
it.
do.
100%. And we want to get these people in here so that they understand that we're here to make you better, and we're here to make little Timmy better, and we're here to make top 100 players in the country better. We're here to do it.
2 R's, Will. 2 R's. You said them both. Reps, relationships. Reps, relationships. And yes, give me the balloons. Give me the balloons. Reps and relationships. That's how you know that was the right answer there, Will. But no, seriously. Just like we talked about earlier, those relationships, man, I don't think people understand how important or how good it makes myself feel as a coach, as a trainer. Like you talked about the hug that you got at the end of the season. I get countless messages. Coach Maxey, I appreciate you, from parents, from athletes. Hey, my confidence is getting better. Hey, coach, I didn't make the team last year. I'm on the B team this year. Those things like that, I'm telling you, dude, that's what lets me know that I'm operating in my purpose. So that is extremely important. And then the reps. I mean, if you want to get good at something, 10,000 hours. If you want to be an expert or considered an expert or a master of something, you got to put in 10,000 hours. And that's why I work so hard. I'm working towards my 10,000.
100%. 100%. And it's fun to see also our members that we have here who are growing and becoming those players, becoming those athletes. I've had the pleasure of training some here that started from ground zero and are now working their way through their teams and making the A team and scoring this and rebounding that. And their coaches love how hard they play. And that's a part of it too, is we want to develop those who may not be there yet, but we're going to get you there. You just keep working, keep sticking to it. And that's our goal here, is just continue to build those relationships and continue to give our athletes opportunities to get better.
Yeah, 100% will.
And so we'll just this is our last question for you, Coach Maxey. And it's truly been a pleasure having you on today. We've had some really good conversation. And once we can get Coach Blake into the coaching realm more, and we have coaches on, Coach Blake will get in on these conversations.
He's on the way.
Hey, yeah. So I've got I've been in the baseball realm, so a lot of them are baseball specific. So I can't really. It's a little hard to translate over to basketball
we can talk baseball too.
We can.
We're baseball players right now. Maxey was quite.
We got 3 baseball players on.
That's right.
We
do.
Let's do a baseball pod real quick.
Yes, sir.
No, absolutely. But what do you feel like you have gained the most from Shoot 360 Louisville?
Wow. That's a great question. What have I gained the most? Oh, man. Just my confidence has grown, Will, um, in myself. Um, that and the relationships, like building a relationship with you, like, our conversations about coaching and things like that. Believe it or not, Will, like I value your opinion on things. That's why I'm always asking you questions. How's things going in North Oldham? What are you guys running? What are you guys thinking? Like, I'm always trying to pick your brain and ask questions because I just value your basketball mind. Same with Dean, same with Peyton, because y'all have done it. Y'all coached some high level guys. You're coaching on big time programs. So I'm a fool to think that I know everything. So that's why I'm a sponge. That's what I say I've picked up here, just learning from other trainers, other coaches, learning from kids. I learn from my kids. Just all types of different things. It's endless. The stuff that I've picked up on here. I've gained new friends. I've gained family, new athletes, and the biggest thing, again, I know I keep saying, it's just the relationships, man. Seriously, like, we're all human. We all go through life be lifing, like we like to say. But when I walk through those doors and you got a Camden, what's up, coach? You got a Bailey Pauly running up, giving you a hug. Like, how could you not smile
Can't
and
beat
put
it.
your
Yeah,
and put
can't
your
beat
game
it.
face on? They're relying on me.
Yeah,
So I gotta block all that stuff out and be locked in and focus. So that's the biggest thing, man, is the relationships and the love that I get to give out as well.
100%. And for those who watched last week's or 2 weeks ago episode, our epic values, that's that culture. It's the culture that we've set here, the foundation we've built, and we're
100%.
excited. We're gonna finish up year 2 here in about a month, and to say where I've come from and where we have been from year 1 to start date to now, I mean, we're continuing to grow and we're super excited. And Coach Maxey, we do this every week. I'll be honest, we haven't had anybody come in and answer our question yet, so we need you to drop us a great question this week. Okay,
Okay.
we like to leave our athletes with a question or a challenge for them over these next couple weeks.
Okay.
That's just going to set them up for the school year and for their basketball season.
Okay. Question. When you look in the mirror, can you honestly say that you gave all of your time or put in enough time? Let me just say, not all your time, enough time this summer to where when you walk into your practice, your coach is going to say, I know you worked this summer, or you look like a different player. I want you to ask yourself that. So look in the mirror and say, what, Coach Maxey, did you put in the work this summer? So when you show back up on campus, when you show back up at DuPont, when you show back up at Central, when you show back up at Silver Creek or Jeff High School or New Albany, what is your coach going to say?
Love it, love it. Well, Coach Maxey, we've really appreciated having you on today, and I mean, the insight was fantastic, and we continue want to do these podcasts for our members' entertainment, but also for our members to learn. And I feel
For
like
sure.
we've definitely accomplished that today. So we appreciate having you on.
Man, I appreciate both of y'all, man. Continue to be goats in my eyes. Continue to inspire the youth, man. Y'all two are just gems. So I appreciate y'all.
Appreciate you. Thank you for joining us.
For sure, my guy.